This sitting is resumed. Honourable member for St. Michael West Central.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me thank all honourable members who would have spoken, in particular the members for St. Michael South and St. Michael South Central, for their contribution. Let me also thank, I've done before, the honourable member for St. Michael South, who would have done a lot of work in respect of the maritime changes and a number of other changes that we will have to bring to this honourable chamber in the near future. Mr. Speaker, there's not a lot left for me to say, except to make the point that when we harmonize legislation, when we make legislation that is recognized internationally, and then when we create legislation to ensure that we become more efficient, it will be a great opportunity for Barbados as a destination to attract even more business. I refer to a successful ship registry. I refer also to the fact that the more flags we can have registered when you have internationally competitive and internationally recognized legislation, that we will now begin to see an influx of interest and also a number of opportunities for the registration of vessels into Barbados. So from that perspective, this legislation gives us an opportunity to even create more business opportunities. And the fact that we're here today, sir, to ensure that through the enactment of this bill, that we will have a body of legislation piloted through an electronic single window, and an opportunity to be compliant with the IMO standards would give us the appropriate place within the international community for us to add, as the honourable member for St. Michael South Central would have added to the fact that Barbados would now become even a better place to do business. So I wouldn't detain the House unduly, Mr. Speaker. Safe to say that I want to thank all those members who contributed to the debate. I want to thank the officers, both from the port as well, Barbados Port Inc., as well as the ministry and other stakeholders who would have participated in getting the bill to this point, including the CPC's office. I wish to thank all of those persons, but also to thank the port, because sometimes you have to remind the country that a lot of the work that we are doing in Barbados is also an attempt through the port to help reduce the cost of living in Barbados. We would have heard that the port would have revolutionized the whole stevedoring process and charges relating thereto, and that has helped us to reduce the cost of living in Barbados. We would have also, as the Prime Minister would have indicated in her last media address to the country, that a further 7.5% reduction in cargo handling will be on the cards and will be implemented. All these things, Mr. Speaker, will demonstrate, without compromising the P&L or profit and loss statement of the port and the balance sheet, is also the move in the right direction And I have to commend the leadership at the port, including the management team, for all that they have done to help us in respect not only of making the port a very successful business enterprise, but at the same time recognizing that they have to give back as good corporate citizens as they are. They've not only contributed, Mr. Speaker, to a reduction in the cost of living, and we've seen it right through the system. Oftentimes people don't remember, but we have seen what the port has done, but also to compliment the port as well for all that they've been able to do in terms of giving back. There's a new fire station within the Bridgetown port, as we all know, but it's not only meant for the Bridgetown port, it's also meant for communities within the radius of the Bridgetown port, and I have to commend them for that, sir. Mr. Speaker, we are going to continue to build out the maritime industry. We're going to continue to create opportunities for young Barbadians to get into this sector. And as we are doing in other sectors across the country, we really want to harmonize our resources and continue to build the human capital within these areas. Mr. Speaker, on that note, I wish to move that the House now resolves into,
The bill be read a second time.
Beg to move that the bill be read a second time.
The question is that the bill be read a second time. All those honourable members in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say no. Me think the ayes have it.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that the House resolves itself into committee for further consideration of this bill.
The question is that the Speaker do not leave the chair and the House resolve itself into committee for further consideration of this bill. All those honourable members in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say no. Me think the ayes have it. That book much, man. It was in you.
This Honourable House is now in committee.
Mr. Chairman, will we take the bill in parts, sections?
Yes.
Part 1, clauses 1 to 5.
Mr. Chairman, I beg to move that 7.3, clause 7.3 of the bill. Sorry? Huh? Oh.
Just move 1 to 5. Start part.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, I beg to move that clauses 1 to 5 stand part.
The question is that clause 1 to 5 stand part. All honourable members in favor, say aye. Honourable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Part 2, clauses 6 to 9.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that clause 7.3 be amended to state that the committee shall submit reports to the Chief Executive Officer of the Barbados Port, Inc. annually and delete every 2 years.
The question is that the clauses 7 to be amended, be so amended, and all honourable members in favor, say aye.
Those against?
Those against?
Say no.
Those against, please say no. Think the ayes have it? Clause 7 is amended accordingly.
Move that clauses. Move that part 2 as amended, start part.
Mr. Speaker, I beg that clause 7.3 be amended. Sorry?
On part.
I beg that clause 2 as amended stand part.
Put the question.
The question is that part 2 as amended stand part. All honorable members in favor, say aye. Honorable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Part 3, clauses 10 to 21.
Mr. Speaker, I beg that clause 3, 10 to 21 stand part.
The question is that clause part 3, clauses 10 to 21 stand part. All honorable members in favor, say aye. Honorable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Part 4, clauses 22 to 25.
Mr. Chairman, I beg that part 4, clauses 22 to 25 stand part.
The question is that part 4, clauses 22 to 25 stand part. All honorable members in favor, say aye. Honorable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Part 5, clauses 36 to 32.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that part 5, clauses 26 to 42 stand part.
Beg to second that.
The question is that part 5, clauses 26 to 42 stand part. All honorable members in favor, say aye. Honorable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Part 6, clauses 33 to 35.
Correction. He said 42. Doesn't put it for the record. It's clauses 26 to 32, not 42. Mr. I just said 42. Just make a correction. He had said 42, but it's 26 to 32. Just for the record.
For the record, sir.
Come look.
Part 5 is clauses 26 to 32 and not 42.
Should we put it again?
This is just an error.
Part 6.
Part 6, clauses 33 to 35.
Mr. Chairman, I beg to move that part 6, clauses 33 to 35 stand part.
The question is that part 6, clauses 33 to 35 stand part. All honorable members in favor, say aye. Honorable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Part 7, sir, it's clauses 36 to 41.
Mr. Chairman, I beg to move that part 6, clauses 36 to 41 stand part.
The question is that part 7, clauses 36 to 41 stand part. All honorable members in favor, say aye. Honorable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Part 8, clause 42.
Mr. Chairman, I beg to move that part 8, clauses 42 stand part.
The question is that part 8, clause 42 stand part. All honorable members in favor, say aye. Honorable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Part 9, clauses 43 to 52.
Mr. Chairman, I beg that part 9, clauses 43 to 52 stand part.
The question is that part 9, clauses 43 to 52 stand part. All honorable members in favor, say aye. Honorable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
The first schedule.
Mr. Chairman, I beg to move that the first schedule be the schedule to the bill.
The question is that the first schedule will be the first schedule to the bill. All honourable members in favour, say aye. Honourable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
The second schedule.
Mr. Chairman, I beg to move that the second schedule be the schedule to the bill. Second schedule to the bill.
The question is that the second schedule be the second schedule to the bill. All honourable members in favour, say aye. Honourable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
The third schedule.
Mr. Chairman, I beg that the third schedule be the third schedule to the bill.
The question is that the third schedule be the third schedule to the bill. All honourable members in favour, say aye. Honourable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
The fourth schedule.
Mr. Chairman, I beg that the fourth schedule be the fourth schedule to the bill.
The question is that the fourth schedule be the fourth schedule to the bill. All honourable members in favour, say aye. Honourable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
The fifth schedule.
Mr. Chairman, I beg that the fifth schedule be the fifth schedule to the bill.
The question is that the fifth schedule be the fifth schedule to the bill. All honourable members in favour, say aye. Honourable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
The sixth schedule.
Mr. Chairman, I beg that the sixth schedule be the sixth schedule to the bill.
The question is that the sixth schedule be the sixth schedule to the bill. All honourable members in favour, say aye. Honourable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
The seventh schedule.
Mr. Chairman, I beg to move that the seventh schedule be the seventh schedule to the bill.
The question is that the seventh schedule be the seventh schedule to the bill. All honourable members in favour, say aye. Honourable members against, you say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
The eighth schedule.
Mr. Chairman, I beg that the eighth schedule be the eighth schedule to the bill.
The question is that the eighth schedule be the eighth schedule to the bill. All honourable members in favour, say aye. Honourable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
The ninth schedule.
Mr. Chairman, I beg that the ninth schedule be the ninth schedule to the bill.
The question is that the ninth schedule be the ninth schedule to the bill. All honourable members in favour, say aye. Honourable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
The tenth schedule.
Mr. Chairman, I beg that the 10th schedule be the 10th schedule to the bill.
The question is that the 10th schedule be the 10th schedule to the bill. All honourable members in favour, please say aye. Honourable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Report.
Mr. Chairman, I do beg that you now report to His Honour the Speaker on the passing of one bill as amended in committee.
The question is that I do now report to His Honour the Speaker the passing of one bill as amended in committee. All honourable members in favour, say aye. Honourable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
The chairman of committees has reported the passing of one bill as amended in committee. Honourable member for St. Michael West Central.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that the bill be read a third time.
The question is that the bill be read a third time. All those honourable members in favour, please say aye. Those against, please say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Mr. Speaker, I do beg to move that the bill, the Convention on Facilitation of International Maritime Traffic, as cited, be passed.
The question is that the bill be passed and so cited. All those honourable members in favour, please say aye. Those against, please say no. Me think the ayes have it. This bill is passed and so cited.
Mr. Speaker, will we revert to announcements? President's bill. It's a resolution, right? It's a resolution. It's not a bill, that's it. It's a resolution. It's a resolution. Yeah. Order number 8, sir, on the order paper. This is in the name of the Honourable Prime Minister. I believe it's been assigned to move the passing of a resolution to approve, in accordance with Section 3.2 of the President Conditions of Service Act, Chapter 6, the amendment of the schedule to that act by deleting paragraph 1 thereof and substituting paragraph 1 as contained in the schedule to this resolution.
Honourable Leader, Government Business.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is a very straightforward resolution. It seeks to allow us to increase the allowances and the salary of the Honourable President of Barbados. It is consistent with what we've done recently in relation to the increase in the fees for public officers, and I therefore move that this resolution do now pass.
The questions that this resolution do now pass. All those honourable members in favour, please say aye. Those against, please say no. We think the ayes have it. This resolution stands passed.
This must be committed.
Mr. Speaker, I'd like to move to revert to announcements by your order.
I'm in receipt of correspondence from Len Jamal Craig in relation to Mr. Edmund Hinkson, the honourable member for St. James North, MP. It is addressed to the Deputy Clerk of Parliament. As directed, I wish to inform you that the Organization of African, Caribbean and Pacific States Secretariat has advised that a nomination appointment letter is to be sent from the National Parliament informing that the Honourable Mr. Edmund Hinkson, MP, will be Barbados' representative at the OACPS Parliamentary Assembly and the OACPS EU Joint Parliamentary Assembly. Honourable Leader, Government Business.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I beg to move the nomination of the Honourable Member for St. James North to serve as Barbados' representative of the Organization of African, Caribbean and Pacific States Secretariat. The Honourable Member has served for at least the last 5 sessions and has served as a co-rapporteur for the OACPS side within the Economic Development, Finance and Trade Committees of these meetings, and I therefore wish to propose and nominate that he continue to serve in that capacity and to represent Barbados on behalf of this House.
The question is that Mr. Edmund Hinkson, MP for St. Michael, for St. James North, be appointed to represent Barbados at the OACPS and the OACPS EU, which will be held in Luanda, Angola, from February 17th to 21, 2024. All of our members in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say no. We think the ayes have it. The Honourable Mr. Edmund Hinkson, MP, is so nominated. Yes. Information is received. Right. I am in receipt of a letter from the Deputy Prime Minister and Leader of Government Business dated January 23, 2024, addressed to His Honor the Speaker. Your Honor, I propose to move a motion that the appointment of the Honourable Member for the constituency of St. Michael Northwest as Deputy Speaker of the House be rescinded with immediate effect. As the motion would require under Standing Order 21 that notice be given, your consent is being sought under Standing Order 27 to dispense with the requirement of such notice. I give consent under Standing Order 27 to dispense with the requirement for such notice.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In light of your consent, grateful for that, and I therefore beg to move that the Honourable Member for the constituency of St. Thomas be appointed.
You have to move. You have to move it first.
Sorry?
Get to the second.
You need to go back.
Yes, you
Okay,
have to-
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move the rescission of the Honourable Member for St. Michael Northwest as Deputy Speaker of the House, and that it be rescinded with immediate effect.
Beg to second that.
The question is that the honourable member for St. Michael Northwest appointment as Deputy Speaker be rescinded with immediate effect. All those honourable members in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Those against, please say no. We think the ayes have it.
No. Motion's passed. Go ahead. Yeah, thanks, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I therefore beg to move that the Honourable Member for the constituency of St. Thomas be elected as the Deputy Speaker of the House.
Mr. Speaker, question.
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Are we allowed to speak on this part?
Which, Because honorable members.
It's an
Mr.
election.
Philip North, yes, you can speak on this part. Which part, honorable member?
The whole, well, I don't know if it's resolution.
The first part of the resolution, as it relates to the decision, the motion
The motion.
has already passed, honorable member.
Question again, is this a reflection of the voting of the House?
Well, the standard procedure, the normal procedure is that a resolution is moved, a motion is moved, and if it is so passed, right, then it is passed. And a motion was moved and it was passed. That was moved before. The call for division would have to be done before the passage of that motion. You understand, honorable member, Philip North?
Not really. I mean, we had a minimum of about 0.2 of a second to even respond. So I was just asking.
I remember the only question that is before now is as it relates to the appointment of the honorable member for St. Thomas as Deputy Speaker. That's all that's before the court now. So that the question is that the honorable member for St. Thomas be appointed as Deputy Speaker. All those honorable members in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say no. Meeting, the ayes have it. The honorable member for St. Thomas is duly elected as the Deputy Speaker.
Go ahead.
Order number 5, sir. Order number 5, in the name of the Honourable Attorney General, to move the second reading of the Commissioner of Probate's Bill 2023.
Honorable member for St. Joseph.
Mr. Speaker, there are some things that we have to address as a parliament that I think will leave some of my colleagues and also members of the public a little perplexed. This bill is to repeal and replace the Commissioners of Probate's Act. And I don't plan on trespassing on the time or patience of members of this chamber. And I would begin by saying that the concept of commissioners of probate is somewhat anachronistic. Mr. Speaker, the Commissioners of Probate's Bill was passed in Barbados in 1903. So it is 120 years old. And the role of the Commissioners of Probate was more relevant to the execution of documents, deeds in particular, at a time when access to attorneys at law for the purpose of witnessing deeds and so on was significantly limited. The law under the Property Act simply says that a deed can be witnessed by an attorney or a notary and so on. But I suppose I could say in generations past, when people executed deeds, they were often witnessed by laymen. And the role of the Commissioner of Probate was essentially to take an oath from the person witnessing the document to say that he or she, in fact, duly witnessed the document, duly witnessed the person's signature who appeared before him. Let me put that in another context. Suppose John Brown had to sign the deed. He might have signed it before Mr. Thomas. Mr. Thomas is not an attorney at law. Mr. Thomas would then have to appear before the Commissioner of Probate and say on oath, I was there and duly witnessed the signature of John Brown being appended to this deed, and the Commissioner of Probate would sign it, and for that he would receive a grand total of at most $4. That was it. As I said, sir, a process that was largely anachronistic, but in those days, you had very few solicitors around who could sign deeds. Now, Mr. Speaker, it still happens occasionally that deeds, powers of attorney, title deeds and so on, are still sometimes witnessed by a person who is not an attorney, but with 1,000 members at the bar, you would appreciate that rarely happens, but it still arises occasionally. As it stands in Barbados, we have only a single notary public appointed. We have not appointed notaries public, commissioners of probate. We've not appointed commissioners of probate for many, many years. And the sole individual, I won't call his name because I didn't give you notice, but a very creditable and upstanding member of the legal profession and the holder of one of our highest national honors. There's only just one, and given ill health, he's not able to attend to his duties as he used to when he was more vigorous. So, sir, there's a need for us to appoint additional notaries public. But of course, sir, to appoint notaries public under a piece of legislation, to appoint commissioners of probate under a piece of legislation that gives them the grand total of $4 for witnessing a document is really a little bit ridiculous. But in addition to that, sir, I did point out that the Act was passed in 1903. And for those of you who are a student of history, among the duties of, or among the functions of a commissioner of probate, and this you might find curious, if not amusing, Section 3 of this 1903 legislation, but this amendment was actually passed in 1968. It says this, sir, 3.1, it shall be lawful for the Governor General to appoint from time to time any number of persons not exceeding 7 to be commissioners of probate for taking the acknowledgement and probates of deeds. And so this is where it gets funny. And the private examination of married women in cases where such examination is required by law. So, sir, point one, we do have some piece of old legislation that bear no relationship and, in fact, little relevance to modern things. But to the extent that as an office of Barbados, it is still required from time to time, sir, we have to make amendments to the law such as would facilitate the system still working. So this bill is a very small piece of legislation consisting of no more than 8 sections. And you'll be happy to know, sir, that we have removed this part that individuals might find offensive about the private examination of married women. I have tried, sir, and I cannot find anybody who could tell me exactly what was contemplated by the legislature back when this was passed. We are putting a new piece of legislation in place which repeats or recapitulates much of what was in the 1903 Bill Act. We are still limiting the number of commissioners of probate to a number not exceeding 7. And the function will remain the same, that they will accept the acknowledgement of the witnessing of deeds and things of that sort. We're increasing the fees to a somewhat more realistic amount. A deed other than a power of attorney. Power of attorney, the fee for the witness, for the acknowledgement of a witnessing of a power of attorney is $25. Property, a deed where the property is under $500,000, $25. Where it's over $500,000, $50. A far cry from the maximum of $4 that was allowed under the old legislation. Mr. Speaker, the fact is that this is still necessary. We still have attorneys, people involved in transactions who are trying to get documents properly witnessed. It is perhaps, as I said, of less relevant today, but still of some importance. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that we receive this piece of legislation in the context of a commercial reality, even though it is one that is somewhat distant from the reckoning of most of us. I don't think it can be of any more use to the chamber. As I said, this is a bit of an esoteric piece of legislation. I remember going to a Noah solicitor, the deputy clerk will remember, named Wu Haynes, W-O-O Haynes. And Mr. Haynes' office was about 10 times untidier than the clerk's desk. And, but he was a charming old man, and you would go and get the documents sorted out and give him the $4. Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that this bill do be read a second time.
The question is the aforementioned bill be ready a second time. All those honourable members in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say no. We think the ayes have it.
Beg to move that you do now leave the chair and that this House resolve itself into committee for further consideration of the bill.
The question is that the Speaker do not leave the chair and the House resolve itself into committee for further consideration of this bill. All those honourable members in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say no. And we think the ayes have it.
This Honourable House is now in committee.
Clause 1.
Mr. Chairman, I beg to move that clause 1 stand part.
The question is that clause 1 stand part. All honourable members in favour, say aye. Honourable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Clause 2.
Beg to move that clause 2 stand part.
The question is that clause 2 stand part. All honourable members in favour, say aye. Aye. Honourable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Clause 3.
Beg to move that clause 3 stand part.
The question is that clause 3 stand apart. All honourable members in favour, say aye. Honourable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Clause 4.
Beg to move that clause 4 stand part.
The question is that clause 4 stand part. All honourable members in favour, say aye. Honourable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Clause 5.
5 stand part.
The question is that clause 5 stand part. All honourable members in favour, say aye. Honourable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Clause 6.
Beg to move that clause 6 stand part.
The question is that clause 6 stand part. All honourable members in favour, say aye. Honourable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Clause 7.
Stand part.
The question is that clause 7 stand part. All honourable members in favour, say aye. Honourable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Clause 8.
Beg to move that clause 8 stand part.
The question is that clause 8 stand part. All honorable members in favor, say aye. Honorable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
The first schedule.
Make the move that the first schedule be the first schedule to the bill.
The question is that the first schedule be the first schedule to the bill. All honorable members in favor, say aye. Honorable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
The second schedule.
Make the move that the second schedule be the second schedule to the bill.
The question is that the second schedule be the second schedule to the bill. All honorable members in favor, say aye. Honorable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Report.
Mr. Chairman, I beg to move that you do now report to His Honour the Speaker the passing of one bill in committee without amendment.
The question is that I do now report to His Honour the Speaker the passing of one bill in committee. All honorable members in favor, say aye. All members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
The chairman of committees has reported the passing of one bill in committee. Honourable Member St. Joseph.
Make the move this bill be read a third time.
The question is that the bill be read a third time. All those honourable members in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that this bill do now pass and be cited as the Commission of Probates Act 2024.
The question is that this bill be passed and so cited. All those honourable members in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say no. Methinks the ayes have it. This bill is passed and so cited. Honourable Leader of Government Business.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. With that, we've come to the end of today's sitting. I therefore beg to move the adjournment of the House until Tuesday, the 30th of January at 10 a.m.
The question is that this House be adjourned until the 30th day of January at 10 a.m. in the forenoon. All those honourable members in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say no. Methinks the ayes have it. This honourable chamber stands adjourned until Tuesday, the 30th day of January 2024 at 10 a.m. in the forenoon.